You can tell by the sound, it's time for your favorite show and mine. It's What's Up Big Rapids. We are your hosts. I'm Chris Jane.
And I'm Pat Brooks.
And before we even get into it, we want you to know, like always, no matter who you are, no matter where you're from, no matter what you look like or what you've done, you are a loved and valuable member of this community, and we will try not to waste even a moment of this precious life of yours. Right, Pat?
Right. And as always, real quick, not to waste that time, hit that like button, subscribe, drop those comments, be a friend, tell a friend, share it.
Number one thing you can do to hook us up. We appreciate you guys so much
Yes.
for all the interaction and engagement this week. And it's been a week,
It's
man.
been a week. It really has.
It's been a week. How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Hanging in?
I'm hanging in there. How about you?
Oh,
I'll
man.
kick it to you.
Honestly, I felt like I was burning the candle, as they say. But I managed like usual to somehow get through it. But we had Summerfest, to kick that off. Summerfest was a great time. As always, I want to thank Josh Piles and the DBA for their help putting on just a great block party. Everybody had fun.
First time at the beginning of summer.
Yeah, we changed everything this year, so everybody was like, "What?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?"
yeah.
It was like it was a total flip, moving it from the end of the summer where we used to be sort of sandwiched up against the Labor Day Arts and Crafts show, and honestly, Summerfest is very similar to that, minus a bunch of the arts and crafts, but it's got a lot of the same stuff, and so
Same vibes, yep.
Yeah, we felt if we moved it to the beginning of summer, that was the main hole in the calendar. So now I think we're pretty happy with that.
I feel like I stopped in for a split second.
Yeah, I saw you.
Yeah.
Yep. I was
Chasing tennis
exhausted,
balls.
man. Yeah. Basically, I felt like one of those little kids at Wimbledon or something. Those kids by the net. You know what I mean? I was getting pelted. I was chasing balls down. But basically, what I had done was, and shout out to the Pioneer for the great coverage and for that great photo of me drumming with a little kid that was super adorable. I'm gonna cut that out and keep that.
Yeah.
But instead of just sitting there drumming a bunch this year, what I did was I set up the drums in a line down the sidewalk, and I challenged the kids to see if they could hit them all with a tennis ball. So it was like boom, ding, ding, boom, boom, bing, 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 bing.
Did you do that? Did you organize them on purpose to make that sound?
Absolutely.
All right.
Well, I did it by height, right?
Okay.
And so I brought out all these drums, and every time they would do it, quote unquote, that they would win, I would add a drum, make it harder.
Okay.
And there was a cymbal at the end, and we ended up with like 12 or 13 drums.
Okay.
And they were still
With
doing
a
it.
cymbal. That's cool.
It was awesome.
Awesome.
That was Summerfest. We had a car show. The inflatables were great. We had a bunch of vendors come out. Thank you to everybody. We're going to do it again next year, right about the same time. It'll be June 6th. So if you want to get that on your calendars,
Yeah, I know. Kind of. Some people heard about it a little later than they were wanting to.
yeah, everybody expects Summerfest to be end of August.
Yep.
I get it. From now on, it's going to be our kickoff to summer, and even with Rockford having their Summerfest the same time, and there would be a bunch of parades and different things going on. I was really proud
There's
of it.
still quite a few people down there.
Really proud of the turnout we had. So,
Yeah, no, I worked and then I worked some more and then I kept working. And I just worked all
you've
weekend.
been like basically remodeling a home.
Yes, yep.
That type of work.
And also working on the other house at the same time when we can find time, and that's little projects at the other house, or this one's a bigger project.
You know
it's
what?
just
I'm
a lot
so
of work.
proud
That's
of you,
all.
though, dude.
Just getting through it.
There's not much more, like a more valuable way you can spend your time than by investing in your own properties. You know what I mean?
Until the sweat's pouring off your forehead,
love
and
that
you're
the sweat's
like, "Oh
pouring
man,
off.
I
love
wish
it.
this project was done."
That's
I hear people talking all
that's the
these great
stuff
things
people
about how
never
they're enjoying
appreciate.
summer, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe next summer. I'll join you next summer.
Well, I
in all
respect
those
that
fun
attitude.
activities. So we'll just get the work done, and I do have a fun weekend this weekend, right? It's Father's Day.
Yeah.
A couple months ago, I won my tickets to go see the Party Animals versus the Firefighters tomorrow night. That's the old Savannah Banana Baseball League.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, so we're going
Where's
down.
that at?
That's at where the Whitecaps play. They're actually
Oh.
tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday. It's
you
not the
kidding?
Savannah Bananas, but it's that whole league where the fun baseball, kind
I
of
see.
your Harlem Globetrotters of baseball, and
I see.
singing and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be a good time. So
So they're not playing the Whitecaps. These are two
No.
like novelty teams. They
right.
play against each other.
Yep.
Is novelty the right word?
yeah, I believe that probably is the word actually. Yes, yeah. But then
Okay.
we're going to Ludington for the weekend, and hopefully the weather can
I think, what am I
cooperate.
doing?
So.
A lot of musical stuff. Thanks to everybody who came out out for, and I know some of the people who watch and listen to this came out because they told me that they watch and listen. Thanks everybody who came out to the Hand of Giants show last Saturday night. Because after Summerfest, I literally, we packed everything up. I got in the car, and headed north to Coyote Crossings Resort up in Cadillac.
Very cool.
Never been there before.
It's an outdoor stage.
It's an outdoor stage. It's a gorgeous place. This the owners should be so proud. I'm sure they are. And great food, great music, absolutely professional setup they had there. They treated us fantastic, and we had a great show with Roosevelt Diggs, this excellent band from Grand Rapids, and can't wait to do it all again. I think the next time for us is probably Pride Fest, which is coming up. Couple weeks. Yeah. We'll get you guys more info about that. We'll also get you more info about other stuff going on around town. But should we stop goofing around? We got important guests today, guys.
We might as well.
Okay, now you guys know and since you're watching this, you already know who the guest is because you can see in the title. You know what I mean?
It's like down here
probably here or it's up here or something like that. But in the interest of, becoming professional podcast hosts and really taking this seriously, here, I've got an intro.
Okay.
Today's guest was born and raised in Abilene, Texas. And if you know him, you know that Southern charm still runs deep. The son of Claude and Mandy, it was a basketball scholarship that took him to Oklahoma, where he somehow managed to graduate from every university in the state on his way to a doctorate. He's a former athletic director, a current higher ed heavyweight, and a guy who's happiest outdoors with a fishing pole or golf club in his hand. He's father to 2, grandfather to 4, including a brand new set of baby twins. He's been husband to Lori for 23 years and is only the 19th president in the history of Ferris State University. A friend to everyone he meets, ladies and gentlemen, it's Dr. Bill Pink.
You guys are awesome. Yay. I'm loving this. We can do the show without me. I just want to listen to you guys and take it all in and
thank you
make
so
sure
much.
that everything you mentioned of what's coming up, that I get to that, and what I missed, that I kick myself for missing it. So
amazing.
Awesome.
That's what we're here for, and we feel like we're hitting we're starting to get okay at this.
We're getting okay at it.
But man, we've been so excited about this for weeks and weeks. Not only just to get to spend a little bit of time with you as a person, but also because Ferris has got a bunch of stuff going on, and the rest of us, we're kind of on the periphery. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We see and hear things, but we don't get to have our finger on the pulse. And so we wanted to hear directly from you, just sort of some of the cool stuff you got going on up there.
Sure.
Hit us up, sir. The mic is yours and the floor is yours. Welcome to What's Up Big Rapids.
I appreciate it. I hope we'll take intermission in about an hour and a half if I'm talking about everything going on. Then we'll finish up sometime around 6 this evening.
Fair.
So you see the construction. That's probably the first thing people ask about with all the dirt moving. We're gluttons for punishment to have 2 large construction projects going on at the same time on campus, but aside from the build of the Jim Crow Museum, we have our new residence hall, first new residence hall since 2017, since North Hall went up. This residence hall is going up. You see it at the north end of Top Taggart Field. That was purposely done. The idea of that residence hall overlooking the football field was very purposeful to give a much different dynamic of living for the freshmen who will move in there a year from now. Contrary to what some people believe, it's not going to be a football dorm, as I am asked sometimes, is that football team? We'll probably have some football players in there, but that is going to be a very mixed-use residence hall freshman primary. That's going to be the main crew in that building are freshmen. What some people don't know about that residence hall is that there will be and so I'll back up. So the concept of a residence hall being right there at an athletic venue, I saw this years ago. If you were down in Grand Rapids, one of the universities down there, their baseball stadium, the backdrop of the baseball stadium behind home plate is actually a residence hall. When I was at GRCC, our baseball team was playing there, and I saw that and I thought, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Well, at GRCC, we don't have housing, so could not pull it off there. Fast forward to Ferris and having this need for more modern housing on campus, when we started talking about a residence hall, I mentioned, well, what if we put it in the footprint of Top Taggart Field to not only have a very unique place for students to stay, but also to really start to change the footprint and the look of Top Taggart Field. It's
Absolutely,
kind of the first phase of it.
Yeah.
So that made sense finally when we put it pen to paper. The original plan was to have it over on the east side to be the backdrop of the visitor side.
Okay.
That crowds things up too much, because if you think about that, you've got the rec center and the health center. It was going to leave students. They probably have to scoot sideways to get into one building or another. So we said, what does it look like? The contractor, the architect firm said, what would it look like to put in the end zone? So in looking at those drawings, made sense and looked pretty good. The thing about that building that some do not know is on the bottom floor of that residence hall, aside from over 200 beds in the residence hall itself, the bottom floor, the west side, will have about 6 hotel rooms, hotel-style rooms. Okay. So I call it hotel style because those will be rooms that will be very well cordoned off from the student population. That will be rooms that we can use when we have folks come visit campus. Maybe it's a possible faculty or staff member from out of state that instead of always putting them up in a hotel here in town, we'll have rooms down there. When the board comes to town for board meetings, there's 6 of our board members. Well, a couple of those are very local. They're going to stay at home. Matter of fact, 3 of them right now, 4 if I count even over toward Mount Pleasant. 4 of them would probably say, I'll just stay home because I'm close enough. Well, the remaining 4, there'll be spaces we can house them on campus. We'll make those rooms that are comfortable for anyone to stay in. I also said to our folks, would be nice, and once we get this thing up and running, you hit the summertime where no one's using those rooms, we have a golf course right down the street. Amen. What would it look like to put out there for our alumni different golf packages that they can come, stay on campus, play golf at Cadkey, and be able to take in this
Absolutely.
Part of Michigan.
Doesn't it have a name, like it's going to be called the Dog?
They call it the Doghouse right now.
So it's like, how cool would that be for marketing? You know, that you can market Doghouse packages with Cadkey golf and, you know.
We'll use that Doghouse title a bit, but I will tell you right now, the title of the name that'll go on it, up to the highest bidder right now. So if you're interested in being one of those bidders, you can have your name on that building.
The What's Up Big Rapids?
You guys heard it.
So do we have the budget to sponsor a building like that? No.
A building like well, we don't have a budget to promote this show yet.
So no sponsoring of the Doghouse then.
Oh gosh, call it the What's Up Big Rapids Doghouse.
Yeah.
That'd be incredible.
Even if we could just get one of those vinyl signs out there.
Yeah. Sorry if there was just a tiny little glitch there. Kenzie fixed it to where it looks like we didn't just have to refix all of our cameras. And you know what I mean?
Kenzie fixed all the problems.
Kenzie fixed it all. Her and Dom. Anyway, now that we're back on track, you know, this is going to be a major year for athletics for Ferris. And that seems to be redundant. Every year is a major year for athletics for Ferris. But this year, we've got not only this kind of like stadium coming together, not only do we have a marching band coming, a marching band in full-on bright, brand new uniforms and equipment that is going to shine like a diamond out there on that field. Halftime shows and such.
Let's go.
Cheerleaders. Right? I mean, we're like going to be a professional athletic organization all of a sudden. So, I mean, who's going to take the helm of all this stuff? I know that there's some mix up and change up going on in the athletics over there. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, sometimes you think coaches have a transfer portal like the players do. So one of the cool things is just as you guys mentioned. So with having a marching band and now a competitive cheer team on that will hit campus this fall, you have the 3-time national champion football team, 3 of the last 4 years national champion, Coach Anise, ready to go. But you also have a new hockey coach in Brett Riley. We got him from Long Island University out on the East Coast, one of the finalists for Division I Coach of the Year this year.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
He is
Accolades.
that guy is intense. I look forward to people meeting him because that guy, when I was sitting talking to him during interviews, I thought he was going to jump up and go over to Ewing and hit practice already. But then also with basketball, so we lost a great coach in Andy Bronkema, but having Bobby Pytrak coming in to take on Bulldog basketball. Coming to us from Fort Lewis, from Colorado. Okay. Awesome track record that you have there, Division II basketball. So it's going to be one of those things where everyone wants to come to campus to see what athletics is going to look and sound like. And that's not even mentioning having a volleyball program with Coach Blanton coming back and having a 34-1 season last year.
Recent national champs.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So women's basketball Final Four a year ago. Yep. So it's exciting.
You know, I know you guys have a ton of fans. Like I have a lot of friends on Facebook that I can tell are like, they are Ferris they're fans. They go to the games. They're fans of either one sport or multiple sports, but they're really into it. And I think not only are they all on the edge of their seats to see what this new era is going to look like in those teams, but I think this is a great opportunity for the rest of the community who maybe wasn't paying attention before to maybe tune in, check it out, be part of this new era.
It's hard to beat high quality Division II athletics. Sometimes in a little soapbox here, with where our friends at the Division I level are going, it seems to be slowly becoming some level of a semi-pro money model and all those things.
The
Division
new rulings
II,
and stuff.
That's the fear.
Exactly.
Come out. Yep.
Everybody's
Division
afraid of
II,
it.
we remain the college athletic league. For traditional, I call traditional college athletics, right? So student athletes matter, not just athletes.
Right.
Student athletes matter. And so it attracts folks from all over the area. You go to see the football team and what we do there in the stadium, how that gets publicity. Volleyball will fill up Bulldog Arena. That's so cool because it's students, it's faculty, staff, and it's community all together screaming and yelling for our ladies.
Yeah, big volleyball programs around here. I definitely help pack those stadiums.
Pat's only saying that because he's a volleyball player.
Yeah. In my spare time.
Pat's on a volleyball team right now.
In between,
that's why he's saying that.
In the wintertime.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to talk about golf with you, but you know what I mean? We'll leave it because it's just, it not only is it an impossible game, it's impossible to talk about in any sort of way.
So Ferris doesn't deal with anything NIL, any of those rulings, nothing like that?
You see a bit of it with us, and I predict that as days go on, you're going to see Division II be forced into being more involved. Nowhere near what you see with the bigs.
Yeah.
I mean, there aren't multi-million-dollar deals being had, but for some of our student athletes, it will push and force us to, if we're going to stay competitive, which we will. Yeah, it'll force us to do as much as what makes sense and is needed. I look forward to our friends at the NCAA doing a bit more to put more arms around and more framework around what's happening right now.
Yeah, sure. And there will be, right? I mean, there's always, things go this way a while and they push back. So I never worry about it too much. I know that they'll get things sorted out.
Yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, supporting athletes in the way that they needed to be supported was eventually going to happen at some point. I mean, especially how much money is to be made in college athletics in general. So,
I'm just hopeful that we will not hit a dynamic where the money, because when we talk about the money in this stuff, I'm hopeful that the money won't get so outrageous and the large schools in the Big Four get so outrageous as well that that it becomes something that none of us would have wanted or even dreamed of.
Sure,
that's what we're in my role as a Division II university president. It's something that we are trying to keep a close eye on.
Well, let's shift gears away from athletics because it's a big university.
Yeah.
I know you guys have got so many things going on, so many things to be proud of. Is something close to my heart's music. I was an MIM major when that was a major at Ferris. Now it's music, business, entertainment.
Yes.
Shout out to Paul Quant
Yep.
and the kids over there doing a great job. But, Dr. Scott Cohen leaving the university after a tremendous career and a tremendous amount of involvement locally is that's a big void.
Yes.
And I'm just curious, what's happening in the music department.
Yeah, when you talk about someone who has been such a fixture and a legend in my mind, like Scott Cohen, he was one of the early people that I met 3 years ago when I first came to Ferris. That is one of those that you don't necessarily replace as much as you do reload. And for us, it's truly getting that reload. We were blessed in being able to pull off bringing Dr. Dan Atwood to campus,
Right.
who is right now our director of athletic bands. Him heading up the pep band. He also is the catalyst for bringing the marching band back. Dr. Atwood is a very talented individual. So his history of not just what we see with him in on campus with band, but the bands that he has sung and played in.
Right.
It's a really cool and deep history there. We bring a Renaissance man to campus with having Dr. Atwood around.
Yeah, we like Dan. I played drums in a band fronted by Dan.
Yeah.
For a really fun gig. So yeah, love that.
Yeah, he's great. He is.
So that's
great.
part of the equation.
That is, and now also looking to see who that next person is as we start in on looking around to see what who that brings to campus. And so
Got you.
there's excitement when you talk about just the idea of change, because I'm a believer that change can be used as a catalyst for opportunity and to see what is our next. And so that's something that we look forward to tackling as well.
Yeah. Okay, so nothing yet, but you'll keep us posted.
Stay tuned.
Okay, we'll stay tuned on that.
Awesome.
All right, let's switch gears again, because there's more dirt being broken over there at Ferris besides just that new doghouse. The thing that's most visible to Big Rapids area residents is that large fence that says Ferris Building for the Future or something like that.
Ferris Forward.
And Ferris Forward. And it is obviously protecting a pretty decent sized construction site. What's going on right there?
Yes, so that is what has been embraced by this community for years. That has been in the basement of the library, of the basement of Flight, which is our Jim Crow Museum. That has been a part of this community of Big Rapids for a couple of decades now, and now here this deep into it, being able to put a building on its own out there is an honor for us to be able to engage with, to give it its own structure in that regard. Is something that we feel really cool about, because this community of Big Rapids has been a big supporter of not only the university in many ways, but even of all the work, including the Jim Crow Museum. And we look forward to that, to being able to provide that for the community and for the state.
Yeah, Dr. Pilgrim and what he's built and helped curate there is maybe singular in the whole world. I think that you guys doing this is not only well-deserved and overdue, honestly. You shouldn't have been in a basement this long, but not only is it overdue, but I think it will be, it's something unique in the world that will be a draw, that will help tell part of a story that's important. And I remember my first visit was when I was on Leadership Mecosta. Right. That's, I think, probably a lot of people's, because a lot of people in the community don't know that the Card Wildlife Museum sits there. They just don't. They have no idea that stuff is there.
They easily see it when they open Google Maps, but
Yeah,
they've never been
never
there
went and
before.
checked it out. They don't know that it's free. They don't know that the Jim Crow Museum sits there and that it's free and that you know that these things are available. But I was introduced to it, like a lot of folks, the year I went through Leadership Mecosta, and that day was a heavy day.
Yeah.
That was a serious sort of a grown-up day. Not a lot of joking around. Not a lot of laughs that day, even though Leadership Mecosta is mostly fun, and I encourage everyone to check it out. But that day, was very sobering, and it's amazing how much we're able to just keep moving forward, no matter what kind of things have been done, said, or have happened before. We just keep getting on with life, don't we? We just keep moving on. And so sometimes it's nice to be able to stop and say, no, this happened. This has happened in recent memory, and we got to make sure that we're aware of it so that we're not enabling or allowing this type of stuff to continue on, and probably especially today. I mean, as much as any time. So
Well, and I appreciate that, Chris, and the way that that I really talk about the Jim Crow. The Jim Crow Museum should be seen like any other education tool we have on campus, as just that. It is a tool for education. It is meant to do just that. And what that education is, it is for students who are on our campus, who are in different classes. It is for Leadership Mecosta. It is for Leadership Grand Rapids, Big Rapids, anybody's Rapids. It's for everyone to be able to access to learn.
Yep.
Any museum across this country, I don't care what the museum is, whether it be a Holocaust museum, whether it be a Smithsonian or whatever have you, those museums are built to help educate people.
Future generations.
That is what the Jim Crow is all about. And for it to be on the campus of Ferris State, in our community, in Mecosta County, in our state of Michigan, because it is a tool that is visited by people from all across the country and all over the world. I was in there just earlier this week. I was in there yesterday, and there was a gentleman there that I did not know who he was. Go over to shake his hand. He's from San Jose State University, knew about the Jim Crow, had always heard about it. He came to see the museum and to meet Dr. Pilgrim because he uses it in his classes.
Wow.
And so it's that type of a tool that I think our community can continue to be proud of.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I mean, and if this picture is any
Don, can you put up the
inclination
picture
of what it's going to look like, hiding those old school buildings and putting this in front, that's going to be a draw.
It'll be
that's
beautiful.
A beautiful.
Yeah, Ferris's campus, since the time I arrived here till now, Flight Library didn't even exist. So I mean, it's shocking. It's amazing to see the transformation. But man, I'm excited. What else, Dr. Pink? What other things going on around the university are you kind of excited about or proud about?
One of the things that we left last school year with, at the end of the school year, we were notified by the Carnegie classification folks. So Carnegie classification, those are the folks who rank all of us in terms of Research 1, Research 2, regional institution. What Carnegie did this year, for the first time, they ranked universities and colleges on what they call access and earnings. What they did is they said, of all 4,000 of you, here's how you rank when it comes to access. How hard is it or easy is it to get into your school? And earnings. How do students, when they finish, what do those earnings look like? Are they making good money?
The most important thing, right?
Exactly.
Measure of success. Yeah.
And so it's the value proposition, right?
You're right.
Is it worth it?
Yep.
So they ranked all of us. And the lowest ranking is if you are low access, low earnings. That is where you don't want to be. But 51 schools hit that level.
Oh, my.
The highest in between the rest was not known as high access, high earnings. It was known as opportunity colleges or universities, meaning the access, the way students can get in and ease of admission and all that, that's high. And students finish with you, they have great opportunities to make great money and feed themselves and feed their families. Ferris State was one of 479, 13% in the country. One of those that hit Opportunity University, which
fantastic.
says our students, they get good jobs coming out of here. I mean, again, it's the value proposition. It's what we all knew. We've known it for 140 years. That's what a Ferris education does. Now to have a third party walk in the door and say that, and that level of validation ended our school year in such a positive way. And we'll be leveraging that messaging as much as we leverage a national championship in football.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that really is what it's all about. Speaking of which, you guys have got some programs that are new even since I was a student. You know, there are whole opportunities and industries now that didn't exist or weren't widely known. You want to tell us about some of the degree programs that kids can get at Ferris these days?
Yeah, one of the buildings on our campus, one of the newest is our Center for Virtual Learning. And what we do in artificial intelligence and cybersecurity in that building, our cyber sciences, it's amazing.
That's right next to the flight building, right?
Right next to flight. Yep. And contrary to some...
I thought they were just playing video games in there. That's what everybody says.
Well, you got the esports arena in there. That's pretty cool. There's about 600 students that are part of that esports effort. But that building is amazing because we teach our students, and I call it probably the most secure cyber building on campus. I mean, when you are teaching cybersecurity in the building, it's probably one of the safest in terms of cyber security. that program is fun. You've got 50 years of professional golf management, celebrating 50 years. PGM
Wow,
program.
awesome. PGM.
It was the first in the country 50 years ago.
Wow.
They're celebrating 50 years.
Still going strong.
And still going strong. We had our criminal justice, School of Criminal Justice celebrated 50 years as well. And that's preparing policemen, corrections officers, and folks for the criminal justice system across the country. That celebrated 50 years. Our College of Optometry, 50 years as well, coming into 50 years. And that College of Optometry, the only one in the state, it is, I tell folks, if they're wearing glasses, chances are the person who gave them that prescription probably was a Ferris State Bulldog.
That's awesome.
amazing.
So those programs, and when you think about welding engineering and construction management, those are still 100% placement rate. Wow. Those students, many of them have the job before they finish here. And so they finish here and they walk into a job, and that's where some of those good paying jobs come in.
Yeah, and I had buddies that, part of the HVAC program, immediately placed. They're doing well in life.
Yes.
I mean, there's a ton of valuable programs coming through there.
We do so well in health professions as well. If you saw what happened 2 weeks ago, we had on campus, the first time in the state of Michigan, the rural clinics came to our campus, and Rural Area Medical, RAM, R-A-M, Rural Area Medical.
Yeah,
What it was about,
Yeah.
it was 2 days of a free clinic to anyone who walked in the door. So our dental hygiene program, we also had dentists here that were extracting teeth, cleaning teeth. You had vision. We were cutting glasses right on campus for people for
I
eyeglasses.
should have promoted this.
I don't know what it was.
We had nearly 300 people from the communities come in, and they were coming in from all over. I mean, they were sitting in line the night before. They were sleeping in line, guys, because they needed those services.
Yeah.
And so it taught us that, number one, we know folks are in our community that need it. And number two, our folks are already fired up about doing it again.
Wow.
That's awesome.
It was amazing.
I guess
Amazing.
they didn't need our help to promote it then.
Yeah.
But boy, we'd love to know if there are going to be more of those events, because just like when we hear that, the Feeding America,
Yes.
the people are lining up way
Yes.
before so that they can get the food and stuff. Obviously, there's need for even basic medical care, which is shameful in this. I mean, honestly, it's just embarrassing to live in a great country and treat our most nominalized that way, but so
Glad they
it goes.
stepped in and you guys were able to provide.
That's incredible.
That's awesome.
I do know that Ferris has been doing that for years, and I even remember being able to take advantage of some of those services in the past when I needed to get my eyes checked out, or a basic dental checkup or something. So
Yeah. Well, I wanted to ask, are we going to continue to purchase that billboard by Grand Valley? That we can kind of flex every once in a while. Can we keep I used to be in marketing, so I know you can purchase it for a long period of time.
Yeah, I'm going to. This is the total honesty. What happened when I found out that billboard had gone up? I called some folks. We have some of the best marketing people around. I put them up against anyone, and I said, we probably want to move that one because what goes around comes around.
That's right. Yeah.
And and I said, there are too many billboards right outside of Big Rapids. I don't need to be blue and black. I'm sorry. And so we moved the billboard within about a week. And the company actually said, yeah, we'll move it for you for free. But they charged us 2 national championship T-shirts, which we could pull that off.
Yeah, that's fine.
I like that. I think that's the better part of sportsmanship is to what I mean? Be a gracious winner, because winners you don't stay on top forever.
Everybody has it. But I love the branding that Ferris has been putting out there. It seems like we've been forward and presenting ourselves in a way that I don't see some of our other local universities doing, or even maybe some of the bigger universities nationwide. So I just, as somebody that appreciates branding, I love that.
Seems like Ferris is on the glow up, as the kids say.
Yes.
So we appreciate that, and we appreciate you, Dr. Pink, for your time and taking this this nice chunk of time out of your schedule to come and hang out with us. I know we don't deserve it. Our tiny little show is not worthy of it, but we thank you so much for blessing us with your presence. And we hope that if there are Ferris-related questions that come to us, through the interwebs or whatnot, that we'll be able to maybe pass those on to you and hear from you from time to time.
Well, I appreciate you guys for having me on. I mean, to me, when you have we have to do as much as we can around here to build community. And folks who just don't want to participate in that, we may never get them to participate. But I think there are more people in our community who are just itching for community and for unity within our community. And so you guys are catalysts for that. So thank you for that.
We appreciate that.
Trying our best here with our own brand of infotainment, local infotainment.
We're trying.
We'll keep trying, and we just pray that the Lord would bless you in every conceivable way going forward, you and your job, because we know that a rising tide lifts all boats, and Ferris is a big part of the local equation. So thank you so much, and we'll talk to you again soon. Hopefully, everybody. Dr. Pink, thanks for coming out.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Go Bulldogs. Okay, Pat. Before we get everybody out of here, why don't you hit them up with the local calendar of events? Then we'll talk to them about the hashtag WUBR game. And then we'll get our corrections from Dom if there are any. There better not be very many. And then we'll get them out of here. Okay?
All right. So first things first, is this you in this photo? I know you're an avid skateboarder here, but the project
it does look like me, doesn't it?
When I first seen it, I thought, was that Chris?
I haven't gotten. I've been out there to look, but I've not been out there to ride. But that guy is ripping, as they say. Look at him go.
But the park is completed at Swede Hill. This is your skate park that's located right there across.
I wish he had a helmet instead of hair, though. I thought at first he was wearing a helmet, but no.
Kids,
make sure you're wearing your helmets.
Wear your helmets, folks. But yeah, no, I see they completed that. So check it out.
I'll just say that the first time we talked about a skate park in Big Rapids, the first time I went to a public meeting was to join the committee to bring a skate park to Big Rapids. This was before anything, before I was even a planning commissioner, before anything. That's how long it's been that we've been like kind of kicking this around. And this wasn't the plan that we were after. We were after bringing one to Hemlock Park. This is Swede Hill Park, and it's a different kind of thing. But you know what? I went and checked it out yesterday. I think skaters are going to be really, really pleased with it. It's excellent. Bravo to the. I guess I kind of remember the couple of. They were like an intern and a short-term employee that sort of were the catalyst for this little project. Okay. They found out about this grant. They went after it, and now because of that, we have this.
I'm just glad something's in that park.
We got a cool skate
other
park
than parking. There. Like it was so. My whole life, it's been if you didn't want to pay the tubing prices, you went across the bridge and you dropped in right there. Like,
and you know what?
All that park was for.
There was supposed to also, with this park, be like a pump track, which is its own separate kind of a thing that's super fun. And I was excited about that. And that got cut out because of the budget. And, I was sort of like, I don't know, moaning a bit about I bet it's just going to be something. But you know what? It's a great park. Bravo to everybody involved, and thank you to the crew that installed it. It's it looks to me like it's going to last a while. So please, everybody, help us.
Wear your helmets.
Help us make it last a long time. What else I got, Pat?
All right. So next is we have the half-life of Marie Curie.
Oh yeah.
This is put on by Stage M and Samuel's Production Company. This will be at St. Andrews.
Starting tonight.
Starting tonight at 7. Go check it out.
Yeah, I killed it on purpose, Dom. I didn't want you to say anything. Go ahead.
The half-life of is that how long a pot pie will last in my fridge after I cook it?
Dominic, I turned your mic back off. All right, so I think the half-life of Marie Curie is a brilliant name for a play. That's very clever, very witty. I happen to know it's just a two-woman show, 2 actresses, about a friendship, like a friendship between these 2 scientists.
Real life friendship.
I think it's going to be incredible. Starts tonight. It's going to be tonight and for the next several nights at St. Andrew's Episcopal Church, and then on Sunday at like 2:30 in the afternoon, they've got a matinee show. So that's 4 opportunities to go see this thing.
Tickets are $15.
Tickets are only $15. You can get them at the door, but space is limited. You don't want to show up, and it's sold out. So it's stage-m.org for tickets.
Awesome.
What else?
No, that sounds fun. Next Thursday, the 3rd annual, we've kind of talked on this, summer block party hosted by Angels of Action. This is over at Angels location, Elm and Stewart. Okay. And yeah, go check them out. That's 3 to 5, I believe. 2 to 5. 2 to 5. My apologies. Also, next week is the kickoff to the Hemlock Park Bandshell Summer Concert Series.
Let's throw that up there for them.
It will be first by Ferris Community Summer Band for the first 3 weeks. It looks like this is free to anybody, and it begins at 7 o'clock on June 18th.
Okay, excellent.
And then we have business after hours next Thursday, 4 to 6, which is a little bit earlier than most business after hours. Will be hosted at Embry and Company downtown. Mark your calendars. Head on out. Meet these wonderful people, and unique offering to Big Rapids. I don't know many people know about.
It looks so elegant from the outside that I think people may not be completely sure what it is, but anything skincare, they're on the cutting edge of. So,
Tiffany team are awesome.
Yeah, they are. You go in and you're just like, wow, every one of them looks stunning. Their skin's just incredible.
Glowing.
Like they have no pores. It's pretty spectacular. What else?
And then just early, put it on the radar. The fair's in a couple weeks, and the list of events is all listed on the website, starting on July 7th with harness racing and, of course, the polls and all that. So
yeah, it's coming right up.
Again,
right up. Okay. I'd say something about the Wheat Scouts. I know that they were doing an event that was this weekend, right, about art
it
for kids.
Pull up for me.
I'm sorry, bud. The Wheat Scouts is a I want to say it's an offshoot of the group that puts on, obviously, Wheatland, and they every so often during the summer they throw these learning parties for kids. Usually it's 13 to 12 to 15 or 9 to 13 or something like that, and they teach them various arts. Like the one I went to was like a tie-dye thing. So check it out. There's a Facebook page, Wheat Scouts. Check it out because I know that they're starting their summer their summer of events. They're put on, I'm pretty sure, by a grant from the Mecosta County Board of Commissioners and the Big Rapids Rotary.
Oh, okay.
Which is how I know about it because I'm involved in those. So if they're going to be putting these on and your kids are
looking for something
to do and kind of they want to do stuff with their hands, they want to get outdoors, really fun. Okay.
Also, the community pool I've seen that's opening soon. I didn't prep it. I didn't put it on the sheet, but I remember that.
Free again this year to all.
I feel like it's next weekend.
Yeah, maybe, you're probably right about that. 20. I want to say
it's 20 and something like that.
Yeah.
It's a little cold today.
Yeah, you guys, you know that now we've got the splash pad and the pool.
Water's flowing at the splash pad.
Both are now they're just free to use. So no reason to be stuck up in the house sweating. I heard that this next week is going to be pretty hot. Like we're in for our first little stretch of summer days, which is good since you're going to be, on your hands and knees, like working.
Yeah.
But okay. Anything else, or should we talk about our little game?
No, I think we're good.
Okay. Real quick, guys. Now, we sprung this on you last week that we wanted to do some sort of we want to get you guys helping us to kind of know what's up around town. And so we devised a little game, get everybody excited, and we got some prizes. We went a little bit overboard on because we were excited, So we've got a prize package.
Don't expect them all to be this glorious.
It's pretty glorious. I want to tell you what it is, and then I want to tell you about the game first, though. Okay, so the idea is we love it every time you guys let us know what's going on before we hear about it from the Pioneer or from from the internet or radio or something like that. Like for instance, with the A&W awning collapse. We found out about that very quickly from people who listened to the show and thought we would want to know. So the idea is if you see something, say something. Right, so if something's going on, if there's something you think we should know about, take a picture and post it,
like the
or
gas
tag
leak
it
across the bridge.
There you go, stuff like that. Any little news item, just do hashtag WUBR. Simple. Hashtag WUBR for What's Up Big Rapids. We'll follow that hashtag. We'll have Kenzie keep track of it across all the socials. Mm-hmm. We're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok right now, and. whichever whoever we pick is sort of like the best best
sto-
tag of the
yeah,
week,
yeah.
or funniest, maybe the one that cracks us up or whatever. They're gonna
We can highlight you on the show.
we'll highlight you on the show, and you're gonna get this incredible prize package. Okay, so let me show these folks what they've won. Dom, can you get in here? You don't have to zoom in, but this first thing looks to me like something that probably came out of like a Hobby Lobby type store. And it says, "Don't let yesterday use up too much of today," which is good advice. All right, we've got some physical media for those of you that still enjoy physical media. I know that. I haven't.
Look, that's probably got full screen and widescreen.
I haven't tried something like this in a long time. I'm not sure if I have a device that would play such a thing, but I know that this is Tin Cup, Kevin Costner, Rene Russo,
Goated
absolute
movie.
goat
top
of a movie.
3 golf movie of all time for sure.
You're probably right. And to go with it, we got another great movie. This is Step Brothers, classic comedy.
Just basic widescreen.
This includes both the theatrical and the extended versions.
All right, my bad. It's not making you flip the disc over at some point.
We've got safe and non-toxic sidewalk chalk here for the kids. Get these kids out of the house. They'll think you bought them an Xbox controller, but
They probably won't think that.
they won't be as happy when they find out what it is. But once they're out on the sidewalk, they're going to be loving
They'll
it.
be fine.
Writing profanity, and it's going to be great. We got this, for their rooms, because their rooms are probably a little stinky. Here's a little air freshener pump spray we got for you. And then tickle, if
definitely
you
not
got
least.
2 ears and a heartbeat, you're going to be excited about this. This is a Susan Boyle Christmas CD. All right. It's called The Gift, and I'm telling you, it is a gift. Okay, this is a gift from me to you.
There's a reason you're saying it last.
That's right. Well, and then it all comes in this handy basket here. So
We want people to tag us, right?
that's right. Hey, listen, we're not screwing around here. We said if we want the best, we got to bring the best. So there you go.
Hashtag WUBR.
Hashtag WUBR. You
and
can
in
win
comment sections and your posts, whatever you want to do.
that. You can take
let's make it
home.
go.
You can take home that prize package. We'll leave it right. Oh, and you know what's going to go in there? You guys haven't even seen them yet, but a What's Up Big Rapids sticker.
Sticker.
Brand new, fresh, off the presses.
You'll be the first to have them.
First person to have it. All right. That's the game. Hashtag WUBR for prizes. And Dom, before we let these people go, any corrections for us this week? Now that I've turned your mic on.
Yeah, that's what happens when I say too many smart things. No, Dr. Pink was, of
always said he
course,
has a
as
smart mouth.
always, yes. He was, as always, completely accurate. You guys, I'm sure, were inaccurate in multiple things. And I'm just going to call out Pat right now. You need to go to Ferris, to the School of Optometry. If you thought that video looked like Chris with the gentleman with the long, blonde, flowing hair,
Well,
you may need to get your eyes
It was
checked.
neither long nor flowing, but it was hair.
Yeah, in the right light.
At
His
first
hair
glance,
shines,
in the right
his head
light.
shines like he's got
From
hair.
where I was sitting, I thought it looked like me too.
At first.
You know.
And like he said, he thought it had a helmet on.
Yeah, I thought it was just a
So
helmet. Nope,
That's
it was
maybe
helmet.
where my mind went.
helmet
now my
hair, and
eyes are perfectly fine.
Okay.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, sir. If that's you in the video, I thought you were ripping. You did great, and I do wish you'd wear a helmet because we got to protect that noggin. You know what I mean? But for everybody's sake. All right, is that it?
Let's wrap it up.
All right, listen. Excellent show this
Yeah,
week.
thank you.
Feel like we had to kind of earn this one and work our way through. But excellent show. Cannot wait for people's reactions to Dr. Pink being on, and also who on earth are we going to get to follow?
I don't know.
Like, where do we go from here? I mean, we had the mayor
We'll take
and the
ideas.
president.
If you know somebody, we'll ask them.
Please let us know if you think
Try to
somebody
at
would
least
be a
consider
good
us
be a good guest for us, or that could possibly follow this act. Let me know because I'm out of
Mayor,
ideas. Those were
president.
my two dream ideas.
The bar set high, and here
we got it done. So anyway, that's what's up for this week, Big Rapids. I'm your host, Chris Jane.
And I'm Pat Brooks.
And just remember, kids, kindness is contagious. Go out there and be the example that you want to see. That's how you can do the most good in the world, right? Dom, hit it.